Welcome to my declutter journey. We are taking on the challenge of clearing out 30 bags in 30 days. If you're like me and struggle with clutter, you are not alone. I want to normalize the idea that lacking organization and having too much stuff is a common struggle many of us face. These videos are not about shaming anyone for their clutter, but about encouraging and supporting each other on our decluttering journeys. Together, we will tackle our clutter one bag at a time, creating space for clarity, peace, and a home that truly reflects our values and priorities. I invite you to follow along, share your experiences, and join me in this transformative decluttering adventure. Let's make room for what truly matters as we declutter our spaces and declutter our minds. Hey everyone, Sophia here, my great challenger. Welcome back to my channel. This is 30 bags in 30 days, day number 28. Technically it's the end of February, but I said I was going to do 30 days, right? So we got 2 more after this. We are still clearly in the basement, and today I'm going to focus on the area that's right next to me, and maybe a little bit into the sewing studio, but I don't think I'm going to find much there because I just literally put this space together. Let's get started. I'm sitting on that weird little porch bench that I found on the street, which is exactly the same size than the opening I have behind it underneath the stairs where I keep all the Christmas and seasonal decor. Anyway, I'm enjoying a tea. Since we're in the basement, I'm going to talk to you real quick, little chit chat about, and I mentioned it yesterday, something that I want to do with this basement. And we have a family room which we use and clearly the kids use, but the kids are, going to move out of the house. However, we really like the space. I have an idea of what I want to do with this room, and it's kind of not with the sewing area, but with the area that's on the other side. It's about kind of changing the configuration of things so that we can have a longer, larger sofa, or maybe a sofa and an armchair, potentially a bigger TV, and truly make it a nice space. And it's only going to happen if I really declutter. Now, there's a lot of things in here that are mostly the boys and Scott's. So I'm not decluttering that. However, more than likely I can put it somewhere else. So we're gonna see how much I can declutter today, and I'm gonna tell you what my goal is ultimately with this room, because it's going to be another major DIY project, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it this year. More than likely next year, because I have other things I want to do this year. So let me show you what I plan on doing, and then we'll tackle the declutter for day 28. So this is where I left you off yesterday with that big thing here that I plan on using at least once or twice to see whether or not it's worth the hassle. The stuff that I was decluttering and things that I need to relocate still there. So this room is an open concept, and you know that I don't like open concept. And guess what? Neither does Scott. So, 2 birds of a feather, I suppose. So having put the computer there for Edward, I came up with an idea that this whole space here, right here, is being wasted. Back in the days, remember I had this big counter with all the bookcases on underneath it, and that was my folding table, right? I no longer use it. I use the one in there, and then we also fold upstairs. We can fold here, so that's not an issue. But I was thinking, what if I close this off? Maybe not fully, but partially. What if I was actually building a wall, and that's where I'm going with it. There was a continuation of the wall that's right here, and it goes this way, right? And then it goes this way and ends here, right? So it would kind of partially close this area. That would allow me to have either a very tall shelving system here, or some kind of storage right here, because this is fine, but it's only up to here. And then you're wasting all this space here. So I could do a corner shelf. Why am I getting out of focus? So I could do a corner shelf, or I could do just a shelf here. The other idea that I had was to literally close this off too with French doors, glass French doors. I have heat down below here, you see it, right? So there's heat on this side of the room, and then there's heat over here, and then there's heat over there. So it's not an issue. But if I do that wall, then this has got to go, because it's really not leaving much room, which is kind of what we have now anyway. So the idea was to move the TV to that side, and then on this side, behind the wall, have a sectional and maybe an armchair, and then the coffee table there, and have the TV being watched this way. If I'm going to do that, the floor has to be done, because if you remember, I am directly onto concrete. These are stick-on tiles that we didn't install. They came with the house, and they are directly onto concrete. So if I was to do that, I would have to do the floor. Now remember, I know how to do that, because if you recall, when I did my bedroom upstairs on the 3rd floor, I built a closet, right? So I know how to frame, and I know how to sheetrock, and I also know how to do the floor, because I did the floor upstairs. So this is one of my big projects, and the advantage of it is that I can actually do a built-in unit in an L shape right here that would allow me to have storage, but pretty storage that kind of like the blue boxes that I have in my office. Storage that is not like a bunch of stuff on shelves in the open where it's just chaos. Nice storage. I could even put doors on them, okay? So this is the idea that I have to try to improve this space, make it more usable, more pleasant, and add value as well, okay? But I would have to remove that big thing that's underneath the TV right now, which I built years ago, before YouTube, I think. Or maybe it was one of my very first DIY project, I'm not sure. So yeah, there's things that I need to do in this basement and want to do, but we got to declutter, okay? So today I'm going to do this bookcase, see what's in it. It's not a lot. To be honest, I'm about this close from removing the bookcase altogether, because there's really not a lot, and whatever is in here, I believe that I can move to a different place. So let's look at it and start emptying and declutter our life. So this is the puzzle I was telling you about, right? That I really want to do. I just haven't had a chance, but I'm not getting rid of it. Now this is a street find, and I have been using it. It's backward. Hershey Kiss. Okay. I've been using it to corral baby quilts. These were the quilts the kids had when they were kids. And the baby blankets. The ones that I made for the kids when they were babies. This thing takes a huge amount of space. I don't know if I want to keep it. I can, however, move the blankets to my newly decluttered linen closet, right? So this thing here, I'm going to let go of, because it's taking room and I can put this stuff somewhere else. So that's one big item out of the way. So let's see what I can do here. I gotta sort through this. These are all patterns that I didn't put back in the bag, and I'm probably not gonna redo it. This, I'm supposed to review it. It's an hydroponic system. How about I'm not going to start it now, but maybe I'll start a video and then film every week and do like a full review on it. This, I need to install it soon. This is the birdhouse that has a camera in it, so you get to see the babies. That's really cool. End of February they're gonna start nesting. Everything else is sewing books. I gotta see if I can put them somewhere else. I really want to let go of this bookcase, and I already went through them when I did my declutter of this whole area, so I don't have to go through them another time. These are the sewing books that I want to keep. Okay. And they have the manuals for all of my machines. I was going to keep the shelves. Okay. Let's go on. So this is empty. This has a chip, so I'm not going to sell it. It's pressed glass anyway, it's not cut. And then this is another one of my finds. This is a late 19th century travel case, Chinese travel case. That's all leather, hand sewn with gold. Look at this thing. It's gorgeous, isn't it? We're definitely keeping that. I just gotta find a better place for it. And just like that, this has been emptied, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. I just gotta figure out how to get it out of here. We're probably gonna have to carry it, but now I got the back of the computer and stuff, so I have an idea for that as well. And just like that, I emptied out the entire space. I'm fairly certain Edward's going to want to keep his computer here. I don't know why. Because I know if he really wanted it upstairs, he would have brought it back upstairs. So we're going to keep that. But what I want to try to do is see if I can use that track, that curtain track that I've used on the other side, and see if I can do the same thing here. So I am aware that a lot of people are not going to like it. Please understand that I'm putting this here right now to partition it and live with it for a while and see if I do indeed want to put a wall here. So curtain it is, and you know, the issue with this track, while it's not a bad idea, I don't like the way the curtain hangs, and you also know that I don't want to cut this particular fabric, so it's got to be hemmed properly. But in the meantime, it provides Ed a very nice partition, kind of like privacy. So again, ideally I want to do a wall here and possibly a door and just like close off this whole area. But this is what it looks like, and look, I decluttered the entire corner. Okay, so I just got to put the stuff back where it belongs. And then day 29, I am tackling that piece right there. We're gonna empty most of it. So this was a short one for you, not for me, because that took a while. But I really like the idea of closing off the whole thing and making 2 rooms. I think 1, it would contain the heat. 2, it would give 2 distinct rooms. It's almost like gaining space. I don't know if that makes sense. But what I really wanted to do was give Edward more privacy. Now, if he wants to move his computer up, he can still do that. I don't, it doesn't bother me. I'll probably leave this on though. I like the empty space right here. I like it. Am I going to put something there eventually? I don't know. Again, if I put a wall, there will be probably a closet with doors. Like louver doors to match the one that's right here. The only thing is that I have this here. It's going to have to be moved somewhere else. Probably move it to the other side. Or move it on this side. Anyway, so that was day 28. Very short, I'm sure. I got rid of a piece of furniture. Well, you want to see, right? Hold on. Right, so day 28, I got an entire piece of furniture out of the way, and this big thing here. Everything else is a relocate, so not too bad. Sometimes a decluttering doesn't have to be small knickknacks, right? It can be big things. So 1 piece of furniture and that wicker basket thing out the door. I have to install the birdhouse. I have to start using that hydroponic thing, but it's going to be like me filming every week, and then there'll be a final video or 1 video with everything on it. This thing, I need to sort through it. And then the books, if I make enough room in that other cabinet that I have on the other side, then the books will go in there. And then the blankets are going upstairs. So some of it is reshuffling or reconfiguring, but 2 pieces of furniture technically are at the door today for day 28. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe right here in the corner. Tell me what you think of my idea of doing a partition here, like an actual wall with a closet here with a door. I can build it, and possibly French doors, but that's expensive. I don't know if I want to put the money in there. Find me on Facebook and Instagram at My Great Challenge. patreon.com/mygreatchallenge, and my Etsy shop. By the way, I didn't do any Etsy this week. I did not have the time. I've been doing this instead. So I'll see you next week for Etsy, and until then, you can still check out the shop and see what's still available in Vintage Finds at Frenchie and Tubby on Instagram or Etsy. The link is down below. I will see you tomorrow for day 29. We're almost there.